Here I have reaction number 3. I have taken some copper Roman numeral 2 carbonate and put about 2 scoops, about 2 teaspoons into this large test tube. I'm tapping it on the desk just to get that fine powder densely packed in the bottom of the test tube. Now, using test tube holder, I'm going to hold the test tube at the hottest part of this Bunsen burner, right at the tip of the inner blue cone. Now, as I heat it, I want you to notice what happens to the blue powder. By the way, when you heat a test tube, you never want to point it at your partner or your videographer. Uh-oh, did you see that happen? Look at that black powder. I like to call that dancing powder. Dancing powder. There is something happening here that is causing that blue powder, first of all, to turn black, and second of all, to be moving around like air is blowing through it. Now, there's no air blowing through that, but whatever happened to the black in the formation of the blackness must have done something to make the powder dance. A gas was generated. So now I'm going to test the gas. If I take a lit splint and put it in the test tube, you can see that the lit splint goes out. That should tell you something about the kind of gas that was generated. Right here, in fact, sometimes you can even pour this gas, but I don't want to pour the black powder all over everything. So this is reaction 3. I want to point out to you that this blackness is something that you've seen before. This blackness that came from only one chemical, copper Roman numeral 2 carbonate, being heated. Did this reaction require the input or the output of energy? This blackness came from that blue chemical, and I just want to show you it's very similar to this blackness that formed on the outside of the copper wire. Now, what is it that copper can react with that was in reaction 1 and here in reaction 3? It is an oxide of copper. An oxide of copper. But I want to show you 2 different oxides of copper. We all know that copper can be copper Roman numeral 1 or copper Roman numeral 2. Copper can be either formula, cuprous oxide or cupric oxide. I have both chemicals here. This red powder is cuprous oxide, copper Roman numeral 1 oxide. This black powder is cupric oxide, copper Roman numeral 2 oxide. Both compounds made of only 2 elements, copper and oxygen, but they have different oxidation numbers for the copper ion in this ionic compound. You tell me which oxide of copper were the products in both reaction number 1 and reaction number 3. Thank you.